Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life by Tracy. Chapter 7, Putting People First, Part E. Personal relationships are the fertile soil from which all advancement, all success, all achievement in real life begins. Stein. Look for compatibility. In your first meeting, by asking a few specific questions, you are testing the waters. What you are looking for is a certain form of chemistry. You are looking for a person you like and respect and feel comfortable with, and who likes you and will be willing to help you in the future. For this reason, you must go slowly at first. You must ask for only a few minutes, and then you must get on with your business. You must ask for specific advice about a specific situation. Be respectful, friendly, and businesslike. Here is the key to developing the mentor/mentee relationship. When you are given advice, follow it. Don't ask for specific advice and do nothing with it, and then attempt to come back for even more advice. This just demonstrates to the prospective mentor that you are wasting his or her time. Instead, if the person suggests that you take a particular action, do it immediately. If the mentor suggests that you read a book, get it and read it. If he suggests that you listen to an audio program, get it and listen to it. If she suggests that you take a particular course, sign up for it and attend. Be respectful of their time. Many people contact me and ask me to be a mentor to them, not only from throughout the United States and Canada but from foreign countries as well. Aside from the fact that I am extremely busy, I respectfully decline all invitations because of the particular approach that they usually take. They call up or write and want me to take complete charge of their lives. They want me to spend many hours of my time guiding, counseling, and directing them, and helping them in their jobs or careers. The fact is that a prospective mentor is usually very busy and cannot even consider the possibility of spending large blocks of time with a complete stranger. However, if you go slowly and you follow the advice given to you by a mentor, the individual may conclude that investing time in you is worthwhile. He or she will be willing to spend even more time with you to help you even further. Eventually, a very good relationship can develop. You may have more than one mentor at the same time, and you may have sequential mentors. This means that as one mentor serves his or her purpose in guiding you, and you evolve and grow in your career, it will often be time to move on to another mentor who is even further along than your first mentor. Resist relationship entropy. The natural tendency in all relationships is toward entropy. Relationship entropy means that relationships run out of energy unless they are continually renewed. People stop doing the things that they had done earlier to establish the relationship in the first place. They work very hard to create the relationship, and then they take it for granted. They forget to communicate with the other person. They just assume that everything is going along fine and that no extra efforts are necessary to maintain the relationship. As it happens, men are more likely than women to let this happen. But all relationships are a function of the time invested in them. You can only increase the value of a relationship by investing more time in it. This applies to a relationship with your spouse, relationships with your children, relationships with your staff members, and especially relationships with your friends and associates on a personal and professional level. There is no alternative to personal time invested in building and maintaining a relationship. You must be alert to the danger of relationship entropy and be constantly working to counter it. Customers for life. It is quite common in business for someone to work very hard to win a customer for the first time and to build the initial relationship. However, once the relationship is established, the business person begins to take the customer for granted and goes off to work on new relationships that are not yet well established. Then, 6 months later, the business person is astonished to find that the customer has gone to a competitor. As a business person, your customer relationships are some of the most important assets that you develop and maintain over the course of your career. Once you have invested the time and energy required to develop a customer relationship, it is essential that you develop a plan for relationship maintenance. You make sure that you are doing whatever is necessary to keep that relationship alive and growing. The law of indirect effort. There are several principles that apply to building and maintaining relationships of all kinds. Perhaps the most important is the law of indirect effort. This law says that you achieve things with people more indirectly than directly. Here are some examples of this principle. If you want to have a friend, the direct way is by trying to get people to like you. This seldom works. The indirect way is to be a friend, to treat other people in a friendly way without expecting anything in return. If you want to impress other people, the direct way is to tell them about your accomplishments and show them how clever you are. The indirect way, which is faster and more effective, is to be impressed by them. The more you show that you are impressed by someone, the more they will find you to be an impressive person. The indirect way of getting people to like you is for you to like them first. The way to get people to admire and respect you is for you to admire and respect them in advance. The law of compensation. The law of compensation seems to apply directly to relationships. This law says that you get out what you put in, and the more you put in, the more you get out. The more things that you do for other people, the more things other people will want to do for you. When you offer to help or serve others, they will want to help or serve you. What goes around comes around. Whatever you sow you will eventually reap. We have entered into the era of the go-giver rather than just the go-getter. Each person has a deep desire to reciprocate in his or her relations with others. We want to even things up when anything nice has been done for us. We want to pay people back for any kindnesses or favors. We don't want to feel that we are obligated to another. Nowhere is this principle more important than in relationships. There are many people who think that the key to success is to get around other successful people and then to exploit this relationship. This strategy seldom works. It is much better for you to become the kind of person that other people want to be around. When you go to work on yourself and become a better person, better people will want to associate with you. This is the indirect way. Marry rich. Sometimes people say they want to marry a rich person. If you want to marry a rich person, by the law of indirect effort you had better get busy working on yourself to become the kind of man or woman that a rich person would want to marry. You should become very good at what you do, and develop the manners of an excellent person. Improvement of your life and prospects on the outside begins with your getting better on the inside. There have been many studies of social climbers, people who have joined clubs and organizations in an attempt to associate with other successful people. Invariably they fail. Why? Because like attracts like. People are naturally attracted to people who are at the same level that they are. If you have not developed yourself to achieve a certain level of accomplishment in your field, you cannot take a shortcut and begin associating with people at that new higher level. They will not be interested in you, and you will only end up looking and feeling foolish. Relationships are everything. Keep it foremost in your mind that relationships are everything. Your job is to become a relationship-creating individual. You should look for every way possible in your personal reference groups, in your mastermind networks, in your clubs and associations, and with mentors to form and maintain high-quality relationships. Most successful men and women owe their success to the fact that, at an earlier time, they made the effort to establish and maintain a particular relationship that eventually paid off for them. Doors were opened and opportunities created that saved them years of hard work. And this can happen to you as well, if you use creative networking at every stage of your career. When you know that your Rolodex contains hundreds of valuable names that you can call upon because you have already built a bridge with these people, it gives you a tremendous feeling of personal power and self-confidence. You begin to feel unstoppable.